What is going on, everyone? Super Bowl is here and we've all been waiting for it. My team, the Ravens, are not in it, and I'm sad as heck. But I still feel like it'll be a good Super Bowl game if Drake May can keep up. Which leads me to telling you who I think will win the game. Who do I think will win the game? Now, please hear me out, guys. I'm not hating on the Patriots, okay? I'm not hating on them. Drake May, salute to him. He's only what? 20. Let me look up his age. Drake May's age. He's only 23 and he's a runner-up for MVP. Guys, that is a great accomplishment. If you're a Patriots fan, you guys should be so happy you have him. And he's also a respectful guy, a very humble guy. I love Drake May. However, I think Seahawks will win this game. I think Seahawks will win the game and cover the spread, which is currently 4.5 right now. I honestly, if you want me to be honest, I'm going to say something very, very crazy. I think Seahawks win by 2 touchdowns. I really do. And it's not because Drake May sucks. It's not. I just think that Seahawks have better players. So I'm going to tell you what I think, okay? I'm not going to tell you stats. I'm going to tell you what I think. And then we'll pull up stats in a second when I tell you guys some player props, all right? But team-wise, I like the Seahawks more. I think the Seahawks have beaten and faced harder teams than the Patriots. Let's look at Patriots' schedule. Let's look at regular season, okay? I see Steelers, I see Giants, I see Bills, which is a very respectful game that I respect. And besides the Bills, they beat the Ravens by 4 points. But besides the Bills, the Patriots have not really faced a good team. I mean, they lost to the Steelers. And besides the Bills, there's no good teams. Whereas on the other hand, the Seahawks have faced teams like, I'll say them, 76ers. They faced the Steelers and beat them by 14 points. They faced the Bucks. They lost by 3. They beat the Jags. They beat the Texans. They lost to the Rams by 2, but then they also won again. They beat the Vikings by 26 points, and I know the Vikings aren't that good this year. They beat the Colts. They beat the Colts by 2 points, and that was the game when Rivers went crazy. So we won't count that. They beat the Panthers. They beat the 49ers 2 times in a row, and then they beat the Rams. Also, another reason why I am picking the Seahawks is if we look at playoffs, right? The Seahawks blew out 49ers, and the Seahawks beats the Ram. They beat the team with the MVP, Matthew Stafford. They beat Devontae Adams. That team had Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyrie Williams, Blake Corum, Matthew Stafford. Think about that. And Seahawks beat them and scored 31 points on that team. Yeah, I get it. Rams aren't really great defensively, but it doesn't matter. The fact that they can produce that many points is very impressive to me. On the other hand, the Patriots, again, great team. Round of applause to all of the Patriot fans and all of the Patriot players. But I already told you guys the schedule. And, I mean, I don't think you can argue with me on this. The only hard teams they face are the Bills and Ravens. Besides that, they beat the Bucks. They beat the Bucks by 5, which Seahawks couldn't beat, which is, I guess they have, Patriots, you can say that. However, when we look at their playoff games so far, I'm very disappointed by Patriots. And to be honest with you guys, there was a time during the playoff that I thought the Patriots could win it all. And that was when the Patriots beat the Texans by 12 points. Because truthfully, against the Chargers, I expected Patriots to win. And even then, it's kind of disappointing that Patriots only scored 16 points against the Chargers, considering the amount of times that the Patriots got the ball and the amount of times Herbert's got sacked. But a win is a win, right? It doesn't have to be pretty. A win is a win. Now, against the Texans, the Patriots really, really impressed me. They did. Let's see. The Patriots, hold on, let me see 1 second. The Patriots recovered 3 fumbles, and they intercepted 4 times, which is very good. But at the same time, considering that the Patriots got 4 interceptions, like they intercepted, Stroud 4 times, and then recovered 3 fumbles, only scoring 28 points, is kind of, it worries me. The first half, the Patriots cooked the Texans. Second half, only scored 7 points. Think about that for a second. That just, for me personally, doesn't seem like a Super Bowl winner type of team. So we're going to get to something against the Broncos. This is why I stopped believing in the Patriots. The Texans game made me believe that Patriots might have a chance. But this game right here made me know that they don't have a chance. The Broncos had their second backup quarterback, right? And the Patriots only scored 10 points. Yeah, let's give credit to Broncos. Great defense, amazing defense, right? But only scoring 10 points? I get it. Again, great defense. Great defense. We can't take that away from the Broncos. But only scoring 10 points. Think about that for a second, all right? That tells you a lot about Drake May, that he's still young. Pressure will get to him. And a Super Bowl, again, if he wins, man, I'd be so happy for Drake May, right? A 23-year-old carrying the team to a Super Bowl. That's like a dream come true for a lot of people. It's like a fantasy. But I would love for Drake May to get it. However, this game showed a lot, that against a great defense, a good defense, he struggled. He was 10 completions out of 21 attempts, only 86 passing yards. That's horrible. I get it. Again, I get it. Great defense on the Broncos. But still, considering that Patriots let Broncos score 7 points, so Patriots only won by 3 points. Let's just say that I expected the Patriots to at least score like 20 points. Okay, you know what? Okay, 1 touchdown. All right, so Drake May, right? Got a touchdown run. Let's say Patriots only scored 1 touchdown. I expected them to at least get like 4 or 5 field goals, all right? And win by like over 20 points. Or at least get 20 points. But no, they didn't. They couldn't get the ball on the other side and get some points. That's very concerning. Because the thing about Seahawks that I love this year, by the way, I'm not a fan of any of these Seahawks players, but I will say that Sam Darnold is someone I respect. First of all, Minnesota Vikings, I don't know why they sold Sam Darnold. He was doing a great job. Look at J.J. McCarthy. He is horrible. Argue with me in the comments. J.J. McCarthy is horrible. I knew he was horrible since college. Blake Corum carried him in college. But let's not talk about that. I respect Sam Darnold. I also respect Drake May. But in this situation, I just feel like Seahawks will win because they can produce more against the Rams, right? Against the Rams, they were consistent, scoring 17 first half and then 14 second half. Okay, against the 49ers, I mean, we don't even have to mention, they scored 17 second half, they scored 24 first half. And then against, well, those were the only 2 games they played so far. But on the other hand, the Patriots, it seems like they can't get the ball on the other side of the field. And again, against the Texans, they scored 28 points. But let's be honest, a lot of those points are because of interceptions and forced fumbles. Fumble recovery. Now, on the other side, the Patriots have an advantage in this, which is that Drake May doesn't give up a lot of interceptions. He only gave up 8 interceptions, if I'm not wrong. Let me fact check that. 8 interceptions, which is pretty incredible. And on the other hand, Sam Darnold gave up 14 interceptions, which should worry you guys if you're a Seahawks fan. But overall, I just think that defensively, I think that the Seahawks are much better than the Patriots. And offensively, right now, man, Jigba is on fire. 153 catches last game, 1 touchdown. And then before that, he didn't do the best. Only 19 yards, 1 touchdown. But before that, 84 yards, 72, 96, 103, 91. He's been going crazy. And on top of that, Kenneth Walker has been going crazy. And I told everyone that Kenneth Walker would go crazy. He's been going crazy ever since Charbonnet got injured. And I think he will go crazy again tomorrow. So please watch the player prop video so that you can know my pick. But I think defensively, I trust the Seahawks more. And let's say hypothetically, Patriots get a touchdown, field goal. I trust the Seahawks team to fight back and get some points, whether it's a field goal or whether it's a field goal or whether it's a touchdown. Very sorry about that. And let's look at the kicker. Let's compare the kickers. Because I think in modern generation, kickers are so important. You have kickers kicking 50-yard goals, 50-yard field goals on a normal day. Back then, it wasn't like that. Now they have people attempting 60-yard. The Cam Little, I think he always goes for 55 to 60 yards now, right? Which is kind of crazy. All right, so let's look at the kicker for the Seahawks. He has a 100% rate kicking the extra point. And overall, he's at 85.4%. But let's look at his previous games. Made 1 out of 1 field goals. Made 2 out of 2 field goals. Made 2 out of 4, which is a bad game against the San Francisco. It was the game where they won only 13-3. But before that, 2 out of 2, 6 out of 6, 3 out of 3, 4 out of 4, 3 out of 3. But the thing is that this guy can kick decently long, okay? He's kicked 9 50-plus yard field goals. Now let's look at the other side. The Patriot kicker has only kicked 4 50-plus yard field goals. 9-4, that's 5 field goal differences. That's a big deal, guys. I mean, I know the people that watch football knows that that's a big deal. Last game against Denver, 1 out of 3 in field goal. And just think about it like this, okay? This guy is a rookie, Super Bowl rookie, 23-year-old quarterback, Super Bowl. Guys, that makes a big difference. I know that the people out there that play sport, imagine you're a freshman. Obviously, these guys are professionals, you know? So it's a difference, but I'm just giving you an example. Imagine you're a freshman starting on a varsity squad. There's that. It's a mental game. You know, Drake May might have the ability to win the Super Bowl, but the fact that he's still so young and accomplishing this many things, you know, it's still going to get to him. He's a human at the end of the day. So I believe that this game, Seahawks will win the game. I'll take their spread at negative 4.5. And I think, honestly, they'll win by 2 touchdowns. Do what you want with my thoughts. See you guys later.